As 2019 is wrapping up, don't be expecting any more heavy hitters through the duration of the rest of the year. However, there are still some interesting PlayStation 4 games dropping, and I want to take you guys through 7 new PS4 games that are coming tomorrow. You've got a little bit of everything across these 7 games, from multiplayer titles, Japanese RPGs, beat-em-ups. They're all represented here, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Kicking things off, and I know this is gonna irk some people, how about a Battle Royale title, Cuisine Royale? Cuisine Royale is a brutal multiplayer last-man-standing shooter with realistic weaponry, mystic traps, and demonic rituals. The game notes a massive and intense PvP battles. Dozens of players head out from different parts of beautifully crafted and picturesque locations, starting only in their basic stunts and fighting all their way to the center of the battlefield that is constantly shrinking in size, pressed by the wall of deadly dark zone. The game notes it's also constantly growing number of very realistically modeled weapons and combat armor. Try to master them all. We do not compromise on physics of ballistics. Win by using all your battle skills and traits, rush or be stealth, snipe from a distance, or shoot point blank, place precise shots from bolt action, or hold fast to heavy machine guns, backstab, hack, smash, and melee with arsenal of cold steel and blunt weapons, or blow those losers into pieces with grenades and rockets. I know that the Battle Royale genre has definitely been oversaturated with games, however, Cuisine Royale looks rather interesting and it's been received very well on PC. It's been in early access for a little bit, and the recent Steam reviews of 886 user reviews have it at 91% positive reviews, and that's pretty good for a Battle Royale title, especially with some of them being in early access and really never getting off the ground. It's nice to see that Cuisine Royale, at the very least, is going to be released on the PS4. Next up, we have a former PC and Xbox One exclusive finally making its way over to the PS4, and that is Blair Witch. Inspired by the cinematic lore of Blair Witch, experience a new story-driven psychological horror game that studies your reactions to fear and stress. This is a rather interesting horror title, and if you're a fan of the genre, I would highly recommend you to check it out. The game is set in 1996. A young boy disappears in the Black Hills Forest near Burkittsville, Maryland. As Alice, a former police officer with a troubled past, you join the search. What starts as an ordinary investigation soon turns into an endless nightmare as you confront your fears and the Blair Witch, a mysterious force that haunts the woods. The game itself is a first-person story-driven psychological horror game based on the cinematic lore of Blair Witch and from the creative minds behind the critically acclaimed Layers of Fear, which is also a pretty good horror title. Experience firsthand the toll that fear can take on the mind in an original story inspired by the cinematic lore of Blair Witch. Again, if you're into horror games, this wasn't the best received horror title in the world. The PC version has a 69 on Metacritic. However, the Steam reviews do paint a more positive picture, with the recent 327 Steam user reviews having it at 88% positive, so it comes to PlayStation 4 tomorrow. Next up, here's a game that I'm very much looking forward to, and that is Arise: A Simple Story. Visually, this is one of the more stunning games that has been released all year. I don't think that's too much of a stretch to say because the presentation style is so unique. And Arise itself is a journey through the bittersweet lives of 2 people where memories come alive and time bends to your will. It's an adventure of love and loss set out on an emotional roller coaster ride through the changing landscape of memories, lush with feelings of love and loss. Mastery over time, control the flow of time, and change your surroundings from the shifting of seconds to entire seasons. And circling back to the art styles, it notes that it's an inspired art style. Enter the wonderful world of memories and feelings brought to life by the talented artists from Piccolo Studio. And of course, as the description of the game notes, you can play together. Invite a second player to help you control time and enjoy the journey together, although you can play solo as well. The game will be coming tomorrow and it will be released at a palatable $19.99 price point. Next up, I mentioned at the top that we do have a brand new JRPG, and it's SaGa Scarlet Grace Ambitions coming from Square Enix. So yes, this is a pretty notable release. The Firebringer, a fallen god and bane of humanity, has wrought havoc on the world since his exile. Mankind constructed an empire with a singular purpose: engage the Firebringer and his friends in battle to defend humanity. After a millennium of fighting, the Firebringer has finally been defeated and the Empire is left without purpose, spurring rebellion. With the fate of the world uncertain, follow the journey of 4 unique heroes as they call on their might and set out to carve a new future. It's a renowned RPG, and you can take charge and shape your own adventure with ultimate freedom of choice, travel the world, and engage in events in any order or skip them entirely if you wish. Your decisions affect the development of the story as well. Very Square Enix-esque in its description, and it will be arriving to the PlayStation 4 tomorrow. Next up, I also mentioned at the top that we have a beat-em-up title, and that is Fight and Rage. This is a game that came out on PC all the way back in September of 2017, and now it's making the transition to the PS4. And this is a game that was received very well on PC based on its all-time reviews of 935, 94% positive, so just shy of that overwhelmingly positive reception for the PC version. But Fight and Rage itself is a brand new old-school side-scroller beat-em-up inspired by the classics from the golden age and with an art style that mimics the aesthetic from the 90s arcade gems. This game pays homage to all classic gameplay features that makes this genre one of the best from its time. The game was released at $19.99 on PC. It'll be disappointing if it does hit that price point on consoles. I imagine that it will, just because that's usually how things work. Just to be knowful of it though, it is 60% off on Steam right now, so it's down to $8 over there. And ultimately, that is around the price that I probably would pay even for the PlayStation 4 version. But if you are eager for a quality beat-em-up on PS4, this is definitely going to be one to check out. Next up, we have Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. If you want a narrative-driven game, this is going to be the one for you to check out tomorrow. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine is a narrative adventure game about traveling, sharing stories, and surviving manifest destiny. Yes, it's a little bit thought-provoking in that sense. It features gorgeous hand-drawn illustrations. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine combines 2D visuals with a 3D overworld US map. You wander across a folkloric Depression-era United States at your own pace, meeting strangers with their own stories to tell. Through these interactions, players will be able to collect unique stories, which can then be retold to unlock new interactions. In this way, the in-game stories themselves act as a currency to progress through the game, and it's up to you, the player, to pair the right story with the unique needs of each of the characters that you'll encounter through your travels. This is a game that features a wide variety of different and well-developed characters, and I think from that sense, it's going to be a rather interesting game for a lot of you guys. And this is another one that released on PC a while back. It came out back in February of 2018, but unfortunately not a lot of people checked it out. But with the Steam user reviews that are present, it's 82% positive based on 517 Steam user reviews. And another one that, yes, it was released at $19.99, but is that the price I would recommend you guys to pay? Probably not. It's 70% off right now for $5.99 on Steam directly, so that's probably the price I would wait for to get Where the Water Tastes Like Wine on PS4, and it is dropping tomorrow. And lastly, we have a pretty charming platformer coming tomorrow as well, and that is EarthNight. EarthNight is an illustrated epic 2D platformer about the dragon apocalypse and a love letter to classic arcade games. If you look at it from a visual sense, it definitely harkens back to old school titles. And it's an illustrated, procedurally generated platformer that takes place in a dystopian future just after the dragon apocalypse. Humans have been exiled to space, forced to live in orbit above the planet, but Sydney and Stanley have had enough. They've decided to skydive back down to the planet, taking out as many dragons as they can along the way. Each run begins in space, and you must traverse 5 layers of the atmosphere on the perilous journey down to Earth, alternating between skydiving and running on the backs of dragons. Your path to EarthNight will always be different and riddled with danger. Jump and dash your way across the blocks of dragons on your way down to Earth, and the classic 2D side-scrolling action unlock more than 25 gameplay-altering power-ups that will aid you on your journey as you slay dragons and discover secrets. Experience a unique run no matter how many times you play, thanks to near infinite variations of hand-designed, procedurally generated levels. So there's going to be a lot of replayability here, and explore 5 layers of the atmosphere with more than 40 enemies, more than 15 unique dragons, and hundreds of scraps and items, all brought to life by artist Manhattan, who meticulously painted each of EarthNight's 10,000 plus frames of art and animation. And again, EarthNight will be hitting the PS4 tomorrow. This is a brand new release on all platforms, so not much is known about it, and it's not getting a lot of attention, so I did want to bring that to the forefront. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, when you look at the lineup for the rest of the year, obviously, they've gotten the big budget releases out of the way. However, there are still interesting titles being released on the PS4 every week, and tomorrow is really a highlight of that. Arise's Simple Story, I think, is a game that's going to surprise a lot of people. Blair Witch coming to the PS4 is great. Cuisine Royale, I know it's a brand new Battle Royale title, however, it is a free-to-play title, so you don't have a lot of investment there just to check it out. So I would give that a look. Fight and Rage, for you beat-em-up fans, that's something to check out. Where the Water Tastes Like Wine, that'll be available as well, and that was received pretty well, and EarthNight looks like a charming title as well. And again, SaGa, Scarlet, Grace, Ambitions, a brand new JRPG for those of you that are into that genre, and I know that's a lot of you guys, so that's something to have on your radar as well. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Really messed up going on in these woods.
Calm down. What did you see?
It's hard to explain.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.